Namaste. Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master and Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, chapter 3, texts 5 through 7. Tad upshrutya nabhahasi kihe charanam prajalpatam Satī dakshayani devi pitriyagya mahotsavam prajanti sarvato digbya upadeva varastriya vimanayana sapreshta nishkakanti suvasasha dristvasvanilaya vyase lolakshir mrishta kundala patim bhuta patim devam autsukyad abhyabhasata. The chaste lady Satī, the daughter of Daksha, heard the heavenly denizens flying in the sky, conversing about the great sacrifice being performed by her father. When she saw that from all directions the beautiful wives of the heavenly denizens, their eyes very beautifully glittering, were near her residence and were going to the sacrifice, dressed in fine clothing and ornamented with earrings and necklaces with lockets, she approached her husband, the master of the Bhutas, in great anxiety and spoke as follows. Purport. It appears that the residence of Lord Śiva was not on this planet but somewhere in outer space. Otherwise, how could Satī have seen the airplanes coming from different directions towards this planet and heard the passengers talking about great sacrifice being performed by Daksha? Satī is described here as Dakshani because she was the daughter of Daksha. The mention of Upadeva Vara refers to inferior demigods like the Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and Uragas, who are not exactly demigods, but between demigods and human beings. They were also coming in planes. The word Svanila Yabhyase, indicates that they were passing right near her residential quarters. The dress and bodily features of the wives of the heavenly denizens are very nicely described here. Their eyes moved, their earrings and other ornaments glittered and glared. Their dresses were the nicest possible, and all of them had special lockets on their necklaces. Each woman was accompanied by her husband. Thus they looked so beautiful that Satī, Dakshani, was impelled to dress similarly and go to the sacrifice with her husband. That is the natural inclination of a woman. Dandavat Pranam Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Krishna Kesha.
Text 8. Satyuvacha Satī uvacha Prajapatiste Svarusya Prajapatiste Svasurasya Sampratam Niryapito Yagya Mahotsava Kila Vayam Chatatra Bisharama Vamate Yadyartitami Vibudha Vajantihi. Satī said, "My dear Lord Śiva, your father-in-law is now executing great sacrifices, and all the demigods, having been invited by him, are going there. If you desire, we may also go." Purport. Satī knew of the tension between her father and her husband, but still she expressed to her husband, Lord Śiva, that since such sacrifices were going on at her father's house, and so many demigods were going, she also desired to go. But she could not express her willingness directly, and so she told her husband that if he desired to go, then she could also accompany him. In other words, she submitted her desire very politely to her husband. Text 9. Tasmin bhaginyo mama bhartribhisvakar dhruvam gamisyanti surididrikshava aham chatasmin bhavata bhiyakamaye saho pantitam paribharham arhitum. I think that all my sisters must have gone to this great sacrificial ceremony with their husbands just to see their relatives. I also desire to decorate myself with the ornaments given to me by my father and go there with you to participate in that assembly. Purport. It is a woman's nature to want to decorate herself with ornaments and nice dresses and accompany her husband to social functions, meet friends and relatives, and enjoy life in that way. This propensity is not unusual for women. For woman is the basic principle of material enjoyment. Therefore, in Sanskrit, the word for woman is Sri, which means one who expands the field of material enjoyment. In the material world, there is an attraction between woman and man. This is the arrangement of conditional life. A woman attracts a man, and in that way, the scope of material activities involving house, wealth, children, and friendship increases. And thus, instead of decreasing one's material demands, one becomes entangled in material enjoyment. Lord Śiva, however, is different. Therefore, his name is Śiva. He is not at all attracted by material enjoyment, although his wife Satī was the daughter of a very great leader and was given to him by the request of Brahma. Lord Śiva was reluctant, but Satī, as a woman, the daughter of a king, wanted enjoyment. She wanted to go to her father's house just as her other sisters might have done, and meet them and enjoy social life. Here, she specifically indicated that she would decorate herself with the ornaments given by her father. She did not say that she would decorate herself with the ornaments given by her husband, because her husband was callous about all such thoughts, about all such matters. He did not know how to decorate his wife and take part in social life because he was always in ecstasy with thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to the Vedic system, a daughter is given a sufficient dowry at the time of her marriage, and therefore Satī was also given a dowry by her father, and ornaments were included. It is also the custom that the husband gives some ornaments, but here it is particularly mentioned that her husband, being materially almost nothing, could not do so. Therefore, she wanted to decorate herself with the ornaments given by her father. It was fortunate for Satī that Lord Śiva did not make the ornaments from his wife and spend them for ganja, because those who imitate Lord Śiva in smoking ganja exploit everything from household affairs. They take all of their wives' property and spend on smoking, intoxication, and other similar activities. Text 10. Tatra shrashir me nanu bratrasamita matris vashri klinha diyam chamataram rakshe chirokanta mana maharshibir uniyamhanam chamradhadvaradvajam. My sisters, my mother's sisters, and their husbands and other affectionate relatives must be assembled there. So if I go, I shall be able to see them. And I shall be able to see the flapping flags, and the performance of the sacrifice by the great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. Purport. As stated before, the tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law persisted for a considerable time. Satī had therefore not gone to her father's house for a long while. Thus, she was very anxious to go to her father's house, particularly because on that occasion her sisters and their husbands and mother's sisters would be there. As is natural for a woman, she wanted to dress equally to her other sisters, and also be accompanied by her husband. She did not, of course, want to go alone. Text 11. Tvayetad ascharyam ajatvam hayaya vinirmitam bhakti guna trayatmakam tatapyaham yosid atatvavichate dinadidrikshe bhava me bhavachutim. This manifested cosmos is a wonderful creation of the interaction of the three material modes, or the external energy of the Supreme Lord. This truth is fully known to you, yet I am but a poor woman, and as you know, I am not conversant with the truth. Therefore, I wish to see my birthplace once more. Purport. Dakshani, Satī, knew very well that her husband, Lord Śiva, was not very much interested in the glaring manifestation of the material world, which is caused by the interaction of the three modes of nature. Therefore, she addressed her husband as Ajja, which refers to one who has transcended the bondage of truth and death, transcended the bondage of birth and death, or one who has realized his eternal position. She stated, the illusion of accepting the perverted reflection of material or cosmic manifestation to be real is not present in you because you are self-realized. For you, the attraction of social life and the consideration that someone is a father, someone is mother, and someone is sister, which are illusory relationships, is already over. But because I am a poor woman, I am not so advanced in transcendental realization. Therefore, naturally, these appear to me as real. Only less intelligent persons accept this perverted reflection of the spiritual world to be real. Those who are under the spell of the external energy accept this manifestation to be fact, whereas those who are advanced in spiritual realization know that it is illusion. Actually, reality is elsewhere in the spiritual world. But as far as I am concerned, Satī said, I do not have much knowledge about self-realization. I am poor because I do not know the actual facts. I am attracted by my birthplace and I want to see it. One who has attraction for his birthplace, for his body, and for other such items mentioned in Bhagavatam is considered to be like an ass or a cow. Satī might have heard all this many times from her husband, Lord Śiva, but because she was a woman, Yosit, she still hankered after the same material objects of affection. The word Yosit means one who is enjoyed. Therefore, woman is called Yosit. In spiritual advancement, association with Yosit is always restricted, because if one is like a play doll in the hands of a Yosit, then all his spiritual advancement is at once stopped. It is said those who are just like playthings in the hands of a woman, Yosit Krida Murgeshu, cannot make any advancement in spiritual realization. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 12 on Wednesday. Before we finish, were there any comments from the devotees? Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. All
Jai.
glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhaktivedanta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadut Dham ki jai, Nishangapala
Jai.
Dham ki jai, Mayapur
Jai.
Dham ki jai, Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju ki jai.
Jai.
Gangamai Yamunamai ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Gir Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Ram Kund Radha Kund ki jai, Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi ki jai, Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagi ki jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yagi ki jai. Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand.
Evo.
Jai Sripad Ananda Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Sripad Krishna Keshava Prabhu ki jai. Srila Bhakti Niskama Shanta Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Tomorrow is Ramachandra Festival, Prabhu.
Yes, let's see. Tomorrow is the 16th. No, the next day. On
Yes,
Wednesday. But yes, Ram Navami. It
Navami.
says
Yes,
fast until noon on the calendar.
yes. The big festival in India.
Yes.
The end is Navami. Is 90. They worship the goddess Durga, Sarasvati.
Yes, in India, they recently rebuilt one temple of Lord Ram in Ayodhya, and it got a lot of attention. So I'm sure for Ram Navami, maybe a lot of pilgrims will go there for darshan. So it must be very busy in Ayodhya this week.
Yes.
Right, Guru. My Dandavat Pranam to you.
Dandavat, Prabhu.